Circle by an 18-karat gold band, 6 wide, half-carat diamond set into it. Beneath this is the South African
Good morning, honorable members.
Recording in progress.
Good morning, Speaker.
Good morning, Speaker.
Morning. Good morning and welcome. You all. Welcome and compliments of the new year. I hope that we'll have a good year. Honorable members, you have an agenda before you. Are there any apologies?
Madam Speaker, I have two apologies, ma'am.
Yes.
Dr. Kordnov would leave at 9 if we are not done by that time. And Chief Whip may connect, but she is out of the country at the moment. So I would like to place her apology. So long. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Kaso. Honorable members, shall we then proceed to deal with the agenda? Look at the agenda, colleagues. Will you please move for the adoption of the agenda? Can someone move for the adoption of the agenda?
Honorable Speaker, good morning. Compliments of the new year to all. I move for the adoption. Thank you. Singh.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sheikh or Singh, I'm sorry.
Singh.
Is it Honorable? Sorry,
Singh.
Singh, yes, okay. Yes, I thought so, sorry. Honorable Singh, thank you very much. The agenda has been adopted by Honorable Singh. Any seconders? Honorable Muroto?
Good morning, Speaker. Thank you very much. I want to second the adoption of the agenda.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Muroto. That having been done, Honorable Member, we then proceed to consider the minutes of the 30th of November. Will you please look at the minutes? Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Are the minutes a true reflection of the discussion we held on the 30th, honorable members? Honorable Frolik?
Good morning, Honorable Speaker. Good morning, colleagues. Speaker, I wish to move for the adoption of the minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Minutes adopted. Any seconders?
Sheikh Imam. Good morning.
Good morning,
Thank
Speaker.
you,
Colleagues, minutes seconded.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Grace Tseke. Okay, then we proceed, honorable members, to consider matters arising out of the minutes. Matters arising, and at this point, I will allow for Mr. Kaso to take us through.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good morning again, honorable members. Madam Speaker, the issue of a venue for physical sittings, the matter is indeed being attended to. We have been directed to ensure that by 1st of April, there is a venue. And we are looking at venues, and our preference, which we will be recommending, is that it be venues within the city, the CBD. And that is what we are focusing on, bearing in mind how long it's going to take for the building to be ready. And we would like members to be able to walk to the venue if they wish to, but there will obviously be transport available. But also we are considering the fact that members must be able to still use their offices in Parliament during sitting periods. The second point is that the two reports from the Justice Committee, there was a decision to arrange a special sitting beginning of this year. And for now, the proposed dates is the 21st of February, but that matter will be discussed when we get to the program later on. And then the third one, ma'am, the workshop on members' pensions will be on the 16th of February. That's again another matter that had been raised at the last meeting. Thank you, Madam Speaker and honorable members.
Thank you very much, honorable members. I see the hand of Honorable Singh. Honorable Singh. Okay, Honorable Mkalipi.
Good morning, Speaker and colleagues. On the venue, we suggested that we must get a comprehensive report in order for us as this body to have a picture, a full picture. Because Mr. Klaas, by 1st of April, there will be a venue, but we are clueless. Where will be the venue? Is the venue going to accommodate committees? Are we going to go back as 400 members of parliament to have committees back in parliament? Or what will be happening?
Thank you very much, Honorable Mkalipi. Honorable Kaso.
Madam Speaker, certainly we will give a comprehensive report. And just to indicate, honorable members, that our mandate is to find a venue that will complement what we currently have. In other words, there are still committee venues in Parliament that are usable and that are being upgraded. So we'll still use those venues. And there are, of course, efforts to get more committee rooms. The main issue is a chamber for plenaries, a chamber that can fit all the members of the National Assembly, and preferable a joint sitting. And that is where we are focusing also. So we, as I said, we are looking at ideally for that purpose, at a venue within the CBD. But we will give a full report that indicates what else we have looked at. We've looked at marquee, we've looked at venues outside of the CBD, and we'll give that full report, Madam Speaker. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. If I may compliment you, if I may come in and just add on to what you have said, in view of what has been raised by Honorable Mkalipi. Honorable Mkalipi, we are considering the City Hall, which I know members have been complaining about the fact that it is uncomfortable. So if to book it for long periods, it may as well create problems for members, but also the ICT costs are going to be quite exorbitant. That's the one matter. The second one is the Good Hope Center, which is in the CBD, because we want, as Mr. Klaas has already said, we want to be in close proximity to Parliament so people can just walk through. But the Good Hope Center is not compliant with many safety regulations. So already that one is out of the question. Now, the only other venue which we are now discussing amongst ourselves about is actually the ICC, the Convention Center. But you should also take note, honorable members, of the fact that the ICC is going to be quite expensive, because the costs will have to pay, it's going to be beyond what you can imagine. But also, it's a venue which is very busy, which is used on a regular basis. So we might find ourselves in a situation where we will have to book it for throughout the year, and it's going to be costly for us. So we're still weighing our options. So it's not as though nothing is being done. We're working on it. We will come back and provide you with a comprehensive report, which will enable you to be comfortable with the decisions which we shall have taken. I think the reason why Mr. Klaasel has really not gone into detail, it is because we're weighing options. It is difficult, but we want to make sure nonetheless that by the 1st of April, members should be able to sit in fully physical meetings. So if I may just say that, that's the issue right now, honorable members. Thank you very much. Honorable Swart, followed by Honorable Singh.
Thank you, Speaker, and morning to you and morning to the colleagues, and thank you for the report. I appreciate that it is an early stages still, but as we and I appreciate the decision was taken for a venue from the beginning of the next financial year, but clearly with the possibility of the elections and the program not going beyond the end of March, it might need you to reconsider that, because there might not be a need for a venue in the next few months. But I do appreciate you are just following what we asked you to do. So I appreciate that you'll give us feedback on that, as well as the issue of the budget cuts to Parliament, which may impact, as you indicated. If it was the ICC, it's very expensive. We are expecting budget cuts. So these are all factors that need to be taken into consideration. But I do appreciate that you will report back to us at a certain stage. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Swart. Honorable Singh, followed by Honorable Sheikh Imam.
No, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I'm sorry I was disconnected earlier on, but I've been covered because that was the question, and I've been listening to the answers by Mr. Kaso and yourself, and I'm comfortable with that for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Singh. Honorable Sheikh Imam.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and allow me to wish everyone a very successful and prosperous 2024, and also allow me to extend our condolences on the loss of two of the honorable members from our House. On the issue that is being discussed right now, Honorable Speaker, I think it's very important and to be mindful of the fact that we have a problem as far as finances in the country at the moment. So whatever decision that we take, we must be mindful of the fact that we have certain, as far as the finances are concerned, particularly with the budget cuts to Parliament, and more importantly, it's not a case of that we are dysfunctional at the moment. We are still able to function. We are talking about the fourth industrial revolution, which simply means we must start getting accustomed to the fourth industrial revolution. So, you know, and let us be honest, Honorable Speaker, most of the work gets done in the committees. The committees are the bread and butter, or it's the forum in which we are able to perhaps contribute effectively. So I don't really believe that we should be taking decisions here based on popularity and things, but rather on what is in the best interest of the people that we serve in this country. So ultimately, I want to say that we must put at the top of the agenda whether we'd be in fact getting value for money. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Singh. Honorable members, that was the discussion on a matter arising in relation to fully physical meetings from the 1st of April. So we will still come back to you and provide you with a full report. For now, we've just sketched the scenarios to you. This is the situation we're finding ourselves in. It is not easy. Whichever venue we find ultimately, it's clear to us that it is going to be costly. For instance, if I may make an example, the City Hall, per day, you pay about plus minus $500,000 just for the ICT. So if we are to take a decision on the venue, we would have to consider exactly which sessions do we want everybody, all 400 members to attend, and what that will cost us for the day, and that what the issues would be, for how long we would have to use the venue, and so on. So, Mr. Castle, once we are all ready with the fully report, will then come and provide us with a report. I close that matter now on the matter of physical sittings and venues, and we will now proceed to the next item. Another matter arising, honorable members, is there any? Mamroto?
Honorable Speaker, my hand, Honorable Speaker, my hand
Yes,
has been
yes.
up.
Yes, Honorable Chief
Speaker.
Whip.
Yes,
ma'am.
Thank you very
Yes.
much. Honorable Speaker, not contesting your summary, but the decision of our meeting. Good morning, colleagues. The decision of our meeting was that let's get a semi-temporal accommodation for NA plenary to accommodate all 400 members. NA, in terms of its plenary, must go back to the semi-normal operation, like the NCOP is back. We said NA must be back, but what was left, which Mr. Castle is reporting on, is that let's get the venue vis-a-vis the affordability of such a venue. We have offices in the precinct, we have committee rooms in the precinct, but when it comes to plenaries, it must be a venue that is going to accommodate all 400 members of the NA in such a plenary. So whatever venue that the team is trying to look for must accommodate all members of the National Assembly. We must not pick and choose how many at a time, but we must also, as parties, commit that we are, once the venue is confirmed, we all come back in full in terms of physical attendance. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. My network might not be very audible. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Whip. That's exactly what we are talking about, Chief Whip. We're talking about of members of the National Assembly. That is the issue at hand, which has been raised by Honorable Mkhaliphi, which has been raised before in the meetings. So everything which we are trying to do right now is to find a venue which will accommodate members of the National Assembly for fully physical meetings of the National Assembly. Thank you very much, honorable members. However, we must be all clear that there will be costs added to what we are spending, whether we like it or not. If you look at, as I've said now, just one day, other than the many other, just the ICT costs plus minus 500,000 to 600,000 per day. So people need to understand that when we finally secure a venue and agree that's the venue for us to use, as you have said, Chief Whip, then all parties will have to commit to their members attending so that we don't have expenditure, which is in a sense fruitless by members not attending those sessions. There's insistence that people want to be physical. Therefore, the chief whips will have a responsibility of the different parties, will have a responsibility of ensuring that their members do attend those fully physical meetings. Now, Honorable Hendricks.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the issue of the IT expenses has come up quite a few times very recently when we looked at the reconstructing Parliament. I understand that R500,000 is very expensive for every plenary session. Is it not possible to compromise on the IT support and look at the first prize, of course, is to have a meeting where all 400 members are present and where we can engage. And if the IT expenses seems to be a problem, can't we compromise on the IT support that a plenary session will have and considerably reduce the cost? Maybe someone has looked at that and established what is the bare minimum IT support that we need, where we can considerably reduce the cost, for example, to 100,000 rand. I'm just putting that as a suggestion, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Al-Jama, Honorable Hendricks. Just to say, honorable members, the matter has been raised. Mr. Kassoff has given a very brief report. I've tried to give you an idea of the challenges we are having. I want to request that at this point, we do not discuss the matter. For me, the intention was just to give an indication to members that it's not as though nothing is being done. Hopefully by the 1st of April, we will be ready with a physical venue which will accommodate all 400 members of the National Assembly, and therefore request that we do not discuss this matter, that we proceed with other items on the agenda. Now you have an idea of what we are looking into. So when we come back to you, we'll come back to the meeting to give a full report of what we have done or of what we shall have decided to do, honorable members. Honorable Papo.
I second you, Speaker. I'm worried that this discussion is now getting into things we're not supposed to discuss. Let's go back to Mr. Kaso to go through other matters arising so that we also don't have a general mlev about matters arising.
Thank you very much, Honorable Papo. We then proceed. What are the other matters? There is the...
Ma'am, I spoke to the other items already. The
Yes.
issue of the budgets and the issue of the workshop. So we may now proceed to the next item. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, honorable members. Shall we then proceed to deal with the next item on the agenda, which is the committee section? Ms. Kiba, are you here?
Yes, Madam Speaker, I'm here. Good morning to you and to the honorable members, and a happy new year to all of you. My report, committee section, report on bills and matters before the National Assembly committees. With your permission, Madam Speaker, I would like to go through most of the slides where the updates provided since we have last reported. The first slide will be slide number 2. Slide number 2, please. We have 30 bills before National Assembly committees, 2 Section 74 bills, 13 Section 75, and 13 Section 76, 2 proposed Section 75 bills. We have 2 other matters before committees, as well as 2 statutory appointments and 9 petitions before the committees. I just wish to indicate, Madam Speaker, of the 30 bills that are before the committees, at least 12 of them are likely to be finalized between February and March, 10 being Section 76 bills and 2 Section 75. Also in my report, I also wish to highlight 2 bills that were referred in December as well. The next reporting slide will be slide 3. On this slide, we are indicating priority bills that are currently before the committees. One will be the electricity regulation, as well as the copyright, as well as slide number 4. Public Service Commission Bill, General Intelligence Laws Amendment Bill, and slide number 5. The Electoral Amendment Bill. These are the 5 critical priority bills that are currently before the committees. Next is slide number 7. The Plant Health Bill before the PC on Agricultural Land Reform and Rural Development was finalized on the 12th of December. Next is the next slide, number 8. The deeds registers before the same committee was also finalized on the 12th of December. Slide number 9. The Tobacco Products and Electronic Delivery Systems Control Bill will be finalized by the 20th of March by the Portfolio Committee on Health. And slide number 10. Public Administration Management Amendment Bill before the PC on Public Service and Administration will also, in fact, supposed to be finalized by yesterday. And then slide number 11. Also, the second bill before PC on Public Service, which is the Public Service Amendment Bill, finalized yesterday as well. Then we move to slide number 13. The Electricity Regulation Amendment Bill before the PC on Mineral Resources. The committee intends to finalize that bill on the 29th of February. The next will be slide number 14. the South African National Water Resources Infrastructure Limited Bill before the PC on water and sanitation will also be finalized on the 12th of March. Then on slide number 15, we have the Statistics Amendment Bill before the Portfolio Committee on Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation. The committee intends to finalize that bill on the 16th of February. Then slide number 17, the Responsible Spending Bill before the Standing Committee on Finance will also be finalized by the 27th of March. Then slide number 18, two bills before the PC on Trade and Industry, Performance Protection Amendment Bill, as well as the Copyright Amendment Bill. Both bills returned from the NCOB last year. This committee intends to finalize both bills on the 14th of February. We move to slide number 19. The South African Institute for Drug-Free Sport Amendment Bill before PC on Sport, Arts and Culture Committee will finalize the bill on the 27th of March. Slide number 20. On slide number 20, we are reporting on the Electoral Matters Amendment Bill before the PC on Home Affairs. The committee intends to finalize that bill on the 16th of February. We will now move to the statutory appointments from slide number 23. The appointment on the Commission for Gender Equality before PC on Women, Youth and Persons with Disabilities. The committee intends to finalize that matter on the 15th of March. And on the next slide, 24, we have the appointment of the Deputy Public Protector before the PC on Justice and Correctional Services. This committee is still intending to advertise, calling for public nominations on this specific matter. Then we move to slide number 26. The work of the ad hoc committee on the General Intelligence Laws Amendment Bill. The committee is still proceeding as planned. We will look at slide number 26 and as well as slide number 27, where there is an indication of the date by when this particular committee will be finalizing its work. That's slide number 27. 28th of February is the date by when they intend to finalize their work on the matter. Then slide number 28 and 32. From 28, Madam Speaker, we have petitions before committees. The only petitions where it's reflecting the date to finalize will be the petition from residents of Marikana before PC on cooperative governance and traditional affairs. Then lastly, Madam Speaker, on slide number 33, here we are reporting on progress that has been made by committees on the work of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into allegations of state capture, of which quarterly reports are submitted. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Ms. Kiba. I now invite Dr. Mbata to present a report on the bills.
Good morning, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members. This morning, Honorable Speaker, we will have two reports from the Constitutional and Legal Services Office. I will deliver the first report from Legal Services, which is the Bills Office Unit, and my colleague Advocate van der Merwe, also from Legal Services Legislative Drafting Unit, will deal with the report on Constitutional Court judgments. My report will start from slide number 2. On slide number 2, Honorable Speaker, this slide gives a summary of bills that are currently before Parliament. At present, there are 5 bills on the NA order paper to be scheduled for consideration. 1 bill is to be referred to committees, and 29 bills are before NA committees. Honorable Speaker, the bills before Parliament report, which was distributed with the NAPC document, contains a complete list of all the bills that are before Parliament in case members would like to see the names of the bills that are before Parliament. Next slide, please. Slide number 3 indicates bills that were recently introduced in 2024. The first bill is the National State Enterprise Bill, which is B1 of 2024. The second one is the Repeal of SAA Bill, B2 of 2024. And the third one is the Pension Funds Amendment Bill B3 of 2024.
What was in the class there?
All three bills are proposed Section 75 bills. Slide number 5, please. This slide shows the draft bills that were certified for introduction. Both bills were certified last year, which is the National Sport and Recreation Amendment Bill and the One-Stop Border Post Bill. Slide number 6. Slide number 6, I've included a list of all the bills as passed and sent to the President for assent, which is a total number of 9 bills are with the President for assent. The last reporting slide is slide number 7. This slide indicates bills that were assented to and to be sent to the Constitutional Court for safekeeping. Please allow me, Honorable Speaker, to hand over to my colleague to also give her report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mbata. Honorable Advocate van der Merwe.
Good morning, and thank you, Speaker, and good morning to all the members. If I may be allowed just to also remind, similar to what Dr. Mbata indicated, this presentation is accompanied by a full report dealing with every single matter. Our presentation is simply on progress, where there will be a gap in the law. The first slide deals with 2 matters that have been completed by Parliament and have been sent for assent. On both of these matters, the Correctional Services Amendment Bill and also the Regulation of Interception of Communications and Provision of Communication-Related Information Amendment Bill, the bills have been sent to the President timeously for assent, in other words, before the target of the Constitutional Court lapsed. If we can go to the next slide, please. On the next slide, the Women's Legal Centre Trust. On this, in this matter, the suspensive order lapses in June 2024. We have reported on this matter a number of times in this committee, and we've indicated our concern about making this target. But the matter relates to 2 amendments bill. The one is the Divorce Amendment Bill, which will be which is currently before the Select Committee already. They have received responses from the Department on Public Comments, so that bill should be finalized very soon and hopefully can be sent to the President for assent soon as well. Then the Department on Home Affairs introduced the Marriage Bill on 13 December 2023. Our office is meeting with the chairperson of the committee today, in fact, to discuss how to approach this bill. On the Copyright Act, the matter of Blind SA, the court provided a read-in, but the suspension of the order lapses in 20 September of this year. However, that has been affected in the Copyright Amendment Bill, or the whole reading of the court has been incorporated. And the Portfolio Committee is now scheduling meetings for 6 and 14 February to consider amendments from the National Council of Provinces on this bill. Once that has been completed, hopefully the bill can be finalized and sent to the President for assent. Then the last slide from our side, on the matter of Centre for Child Law, the suspension of the order lapses 30 September of this year. However, this is being addressed in the Cannabis for Private Use Bill. And on this, the Select Committee has received feedback from the Department on Public Comments very recently, and we hope that this bill will be finalized soon as well. The last matter on which the report is the matter of Mohali and others versus the Speaker, which relates to the Traditional Akwesan Leadership Act. On this matter, the Department confirmed, apologies, by letter dated 12 December, that they have in fact commenced the development of a bill. They are basing it on the bill that was, on the act that was declared unconstitutional. There will be just transitional provisions extra. They have developed a comprehensive socio-economic impact assessment that has already been referred to the Presidency, and they have asked the Office of the Chief State Law Advisor for a preliminary certification. So this means that they are quite far in the process towards introducing this bill in Parliament. Once I've received the preliminary certification, the bill will go to Cabinet, and hopefully the bill will be introduced very shortly after elections. The deadline is only in 2025, so it seems that we are on track in this matter as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Advocate. Thank you, honorable members. I invite you to comment on the three reports. Honorable Kwahube.
Good morning, colleagues. Thanks, Speaker. The question that I have is some of the, from the first report, some of the bills that are there have a deadline of March. And so I'm wanting to understand that if we are to assume that the 6th Parliament is likely to end in the next month or so after that, will these bills make it through to the NCOP, or then can we accept that they will, if those that affect provinces will not go through to the NCOP and will then indeed lapse? If that is the case, can we have an understanding of what happens to bills which have lapsed on this side of the term, and the processes that have undertaken up until then? What is the revival process on the other side? And then I think the Mohale matter, I think we are covered, considering that the deadline for the Constitutional Court deadline is in 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Kwahube. Honorable Frolik.
No, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Just as a follow-up in response to the Honorable Kwahube, let us wait for the President to announce the date of the general election. And once that date is known, we will have a clearer understanding of what committees will be able to complete before Parliament rise. And the Programming Committee must also then clearly state, come to a decision to say this will be the last date that the National Assembly will be sitting. So at the moment, it's a few assumptions, and I don't want to go into that space. Suffice to say, the Honorable Kwahube asked the question, what happens to the legislation then that would lapse? As it has happened in previous periods, Honorable Speaker, when the life of a parliament comes to an end, is that it's then incumbent, and it's a decision for the new administration, the incoming administration, where a decision will be taken by the executive on the bills that they wish Parliament to look at again, to be revived. And usually what we then say is that the work that has been done by the previous Parliament be taken into consideration, so that the new Parliament don't have to repeat everything that the previous Parliament did not complete. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Frolik. Honorable Papo, followed by Honorable Singh, and Mr. Klasu will be the last one.
I agree with Mr. Frolik that the current program is tentative, pending the date, and what he has raised, I fully support, so that we don't work on the basis of that this NAPC program is final. We agreed last year that pending the announcement of the election date.
Thank you very much, Honorable Papo. Honorable Singh.
No, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'm also covered by what Honorable Frolik said, because I remember the Medical Innovation Bill, which was revived, and all the work that was done in that Parliament was carried over by consent of the Speaker and the Executive into the new parliamentary cycle. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Kaso, I suppose you wanted to respond to this, to talk to the same matter?
Yes, Madam Speaker. Maybe, ma'am, just one thing to update honorable members that the appointment of the panel on the Gender Commission is continuing, and honorable members will be informed once the Speaker has concluded that process. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kaso. Honorable members, if there are no other comments on the three reports, we then proceed to deal with the draft parliamentary program. We consider that one, and I invite Honorable Tseke to make a presentation.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and a good morning to your good self and all the members that are connected. The program for Parliament, for the National Assembly for this first quarter is as follows. The committees and oversight will continue up until Wednesday, the 7th of February, followed by the President's State of Nation address will take place on the 8th of February, starting at 7 o'clock at City Hall in Cape Town. That will be followed by the joint sitting debates on the President address on the 13th and the 14th February, as well as the reply by the President on the 15th of February. The joint workshop is scheduled for the 16th of February, which will be virtual. Honorable Speaker, ordinary sittings are scheduled to commence as from the 20th of February, with legislations and committee reports scheduled for consideration. I think members can see as it is reflecting on the program. On Wednesday, the 21st, on Wednesday, the 21st February, the Minister of Finance will table the budget speech. The plenary will start at 4 o'clock. Immediately after that, the sitting will be suspended after the budget speech and resume at 4 o'clock or 1600 for consideration of reports on the removal from office of Judge President Tlhophe and Judge Motata. On Thursday, the 22nd of February, committees are scheduled for that day. Lastly, condolences for the late Honorable A.H. Muthembu and Honorable Suela are scheduled for the 5th of March 2024. Our first term program is expected to rise on the 28th of March. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable members, that was a presentation of our parliamentary program. Are there any comments, honorable members, you'd like to make? Honorable Nosiviwe.
Thanks, Speaker. Mine is a procedural one, very quick. The 21st of February, I think that's a very good use of the venue of the City Hall, considering that we will already have a full physical sitting on that day to then utilize it for the impeachment motions. I just wanted to find out whether or not the voting of these will be done manually, as we've done with other such special sort of majority votes that we've done in the past. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kwahube. Honorable Singh.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. And just on the same matter, I just want to note that, political parties were asked for their view, and I accept that, the majority view prevails, because we had some concerns about setting a precedent post a budget hearing to have any other matter. But notwithstanding that, and I also note, which I questioned yesterday, that the one matter which is before the courts will only be stopped if there's an interdict. And as of now, there is no interdict on Parliament to prevent any matter from proceeding. I just wanted to make sure that my understanding is correct on that one. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Singh. Any other comments, honorable members, or questions? Mr. Kaso?
Madam Speaker, yes, I would like to confirm that voting on the two items will be manual, so members' names will be by roll call, because of the special majority that is required for those items. Again,
you are breaking, honorable member. Mr. Kaso, you are breaking.
Unless there is court order that we will do. Legal services could say more on the issue of the court process, but the position is that unless a court order, the National Assembly will process. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kaso. Honorable members, I hope you were able to hear Mr. Kaso because his network is unstable, which is that unless there's another development for now, everything points to the 21st of February being the day for the discussion of the matter and for everything else then to be done. Now, there is a matter which has been raised by Honorable Singh that there are concerns about, they have expressed their concerns about having this matter dealt with on the day of the budget vote. Unfortunately, this has not arisen at the Chief Whip's meeting. I'm sure the Chief Whips would have discussed the matter. For now, the report I have is that we've agreed that we'll proceed on the 21st of February. Honorable members, we then proceed. I now invite Mr. Sithole to make a presentation on the State of the Nation address preparations.
Madam Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Mkalipi.
Hey, Madam Speaker, I'm struggling with the network. I couldn't hear the response from Mr. Kaso, and I'm sure now you said there is a problem of network regards to the issue that was raised by Honorable Singh. That's one thing that I wanted to comment on. The second one, Madam Speaker, I wanted to comment on and to get your indulgence on this matter. We are in a period of doing oversight, but as members of Parliament, we have problems when we have to go to institution to do the oversight. And I just want to get your indulgence with how do you deal with such difficulties whereby you arrive in the institution, you introduce yourself as a member of Parliament, you even said, according to the parliamentary program, I'm supposed to be here to do the oversight, but the official stops you at the gate. That is the other point because we're dealing with the programming because we're on the oversight period. Thanks, Madam Speaker.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Mkalipi. One on the first matter, it was the matter of the Sope Mutata. We continue with that item on the agenda on the 21st of February. I think Honorable Mr. Kaso was not, the system was unstable, and then I tried to summarize that we proceed. And then the issue of the voting, yes, we will have manual voting, which is what Mr. Kaso was reporting, as has been the case, particularly because this is going to require a majority vote because it's a removal of judges. Now, then there is and that's it, Honorable Member, that's it. We then proceeded to allow now Mr. Sithole to make a presentation. I see your hand, Advocate Charmaine.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just to confirm in respect of the proceeding, Mr. Carter just asked that we confirm that from the court papers, there is no indication that the process in Parliament must be halted. And accordingly, as there is no request, there's no interdict, Parliament may proceed on those matters in respect of the Judge Lorbe. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Advocate. Honorable Mkalipi.
Please, Paula Speaker, on the matter of members of Parliament being stopped to do their
I'm about to respond to that.
Thanks, Speaker.
We were still clarifying the issue, which was responded to by Mr. Kaso, which we did not hear because of the problem of the network. On this particular matter of visiting institutions and people. There's no official who can lock out a member of parliament who's conducting oversight. There isn't. Parliament has a responsibility of conducting oversight. However, in doing so, we too in Parliament should act responsibly. Firstly, by indicating to those who are going to conduct oversight on that we will be there at a particular time and on such and such a date. And therefore, I'm saying to you that we must be organized, well organized, be it a committee or what, when we visit these institutions, because it's not as though they don't have their daily programs. However, for any officials to stop members of parliament from conducting oversight would be incorrect. But we should also, as members of parliament, not give them reasons to do so. Not give them reasons to give us that kind of negative attitude by ensuring that we are well organized, well prepared, there's proper communication to where we are going to conduct oversight so that people are expecting us. So I just thought I should, from my point of view, this should not happen. Honorable Papa?
Speaker, I agree with you that right must be exercised responsibly. You can imagine a school having to accept 4 MPs a day who want assemblies to be convened for them. It has happened in some of the areas where MPs arrive, they want children to assemble, things like that, and then it disrupts education. So I'm saying there has to be a balance in how the oversight is done. But I think you are right in responding to a member, Nkalipi, that people should not be refused permission to actually visit. And Minister Motshekga has raised this issue of disruptions of schools by visit by some of the public representatives, which is not because we want information. Why disrupt schools, for example, during visits, as if we are celebrities? Thanks.
Thank you very much, Honorable Papo. Honorable members, I will not allow for a further discussion on this matter.
No, it's just a question, Speaker.
Question?
Yes, Speaker. No, in a case whereby you made those arrangements as per your advice here, you follow all necessary steps, you call the institution, you send an email, they agreed, and then on the date of arrival, you are stopped by the security. So what are the recourse the Parliament have with such officials?
The recourse is to take the matter to your portfolio committee, and for the portfolio committee to exercise its mind on the matter and for them to communicate with the school. That is the best recourse. Take the matter back to the portfolio committee, discuss as the portfolio committee about what it is that you want to do about it, and then you communicate with the school. Thank you, honorable members. This was now our last item, the presentation on SONA. Will you be brief, Honorable Mr. Stoll?
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I just want to indicate that I'm using Mr. Tasso's gadget because we are sitting together, so we will not log into 2 gadgets. Speaker, just to indicate that the presentation of the State of the Nation address was done extensively to the Chief Whips forum. The Chief Whips were briefed. For the purposes of this meeting, I just want to re-emphasize certain areas that we want to bring to the attention of the NAPC. And I'm going to start with the first part of our presentation. I'm not sure whether colleagues will flight it, but then I'll just go through. One is that the date of the SONA still remains the same, the 8th of February, on a Thursday at 9 o'clock. And the National Defense Force will be doing all the ceremonial responsibilities that they have on that particular day. Will not go down into what are those ceremonial areas that the SANDF will normally do, but it's what normally the salute, when the president takes the salute, all those activities that accompany those. Speaker, I want to emphasize two specific matters. One is that the Imbongi was sourced from the province of Mpumalanga, and it's communicated that to all role players to make sure that the president acknowledge their participation, to try and make sure that we increase the participation of the society at large. The Speaker will also emphasize the fact that all members of parliament transportation will be moving from the villages. The buses will be cleared by the security forces from the villages, and they will be taking members straight to the venue of SONA, the city hall. All other members that may use their own transport will have to go through New Meste, and then they will park at Parliament in their parking base, and they will then be provided or assisted with shuttles that can take them down. Those who want to walk, they will be allowed to walk to the venue unhindered. I can also emphasize that all other movements of all other staff members will be controlled through the accreditation that will be given to all the staff members, and that in that regard, all members of parliament that will be playing certain roles on the particular day they've been communicated to. From next week, we'll be communicating with individual and the role that they will be playing specifically, but they've been given the general document as to how it looks like. Madam Speaker, we want just to emphasize those particular areas, and I can also indicate that all the allocation to all political parties in terms of the guests that they will be invited has been communicated, and we've received the names from political parties, and we are capturing them, and they will be getting their accreditation. Madam Speaker, with that note and without wasting the time for the committee, I can emphasize
I'm muted. I'm sorry, honorable members. I've been talking. I didn't realize I'm muted. Honorable members, I was just saying that was a report for noting. I don't think it's a report we should be discussing. Let's then proceed and allow for announcements to be made, if there are any. Announcements. Are we here, honorable members?
Yes, yes,
Okay, thank you. Thank you. The silence was deafening. Now, Mr. Kaso, are there any announcements? None, honorable members, or Mr. Kaso is off the system.
No announcements, ma'am. We are now reconnected.
No announcements.
No announcements.
Thank you very much, honorable members. On that note, the meeting is adjourned, and we will
Recording
now
stopped.
Convene next week, Thursday morning. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.